Cool. Get moving. Hi, that's okay. All right, so find a comfortable seat. If anyone wants any extra props or anything to sit on, if you're tight in the hips, I'll use Lee as a perfect example. If you sit yourself onto 2 blocks, okay. So the higher your hips are, the easier your knees are going to feel. Yeah, and you got one. Anyone else? No block. Real good. Cool. So just coming into any comfortable seats, just however you're able to sit tall, sit upright, sit comfortably for a minute or 2. And bringing the hands into the legs or the knees or the lap, wherever shoulders feel comfortable to rest. And then I invite you to close your eyes if it's comfortable, or just let your gaze find a steady spot on the ground, just so your focus can just come inwards to yourself and less with the world around you. So as we come to the closing of the year, it's quite a sort of reflective time, an opportunity to look inwards and release and let go, bring in the new. So begin to breathe in a way that feels a little bit more cleansing, more clearing. Just letting the breath wash through the body. Or just take a few moments just to find stillness and find steadiness before we begin to move. And start to feel the breath moving through the nose. And you notice it maybe moving through one side of the nose clearer than the other. Or maybe it feels about even. And you feel the breath reach into the belly, into the lower part of the abdomen. So each time you inhale, there is an expanding of the belly and the ribs and your back. And each time you're exhaling, the abdominals draw gently inwards, navel draws up. Using this intrinsic core made up of the lower abdomen, the diaphragm, the pelvic floor, the lower back. Keeping the mind in that rooted, grounded space. So Anna Forrest talks about a beautiful concept I love called energy composting, where you take an experience, an event that's maybe good, bad, or otherwise, and we extract it. So if it was a more traumatic or difficult or challenging experience that we've been through, you notice the good parts of it that you can extract and use to nourish the soil. And the rest you let to go to waste. Maybe your mind comes to a challenging experience that you've had this year. And can you sift out something good from it? Some of the minerals, some of the goodness, something that will help feed the soil for other fruits to grow. And as life goes on, you keep adding shit to the pile, you keep composting, you keep making that soil richer and your fruits stronger and more full. I invite you to breathe in a way that washes out the waste. Deepening into the exhales. And notice the muscles of the face relaxing. Focus comes towards the center of the forehead. And we'll take a few steady breaths together. We'll take a long inhale, keeping it through the nose. Feel the expansion into the torso. And then retain the breath just for a few seconds. Lengthen up through the spine, right from the tailbone through to the back of the head. And as you exhale, draw belly in, navel up. Keep the breath through the nose. Again, deep, long inhale, expanding into belly, into ribs, into back. Retaining the breath, stay tall through the posture. And exhale, keep the posture tall. Bring belly to spine, ribs in. Take 2 or 3 more deep breaths on your own, in your own pace. And you can hold the breath for as long as feels comfortable or interesting. Keeping the exhales feeling smooth, but strong and intentional. On your next inhale, lift the shoulders towards your ears, scrunch them up as high as they'll come. Hold the breath again as you squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other. And then as you exhale as smoothly as you can, let the shoulder blades slide down. We'll take that twice more. So inhale again, shoulders rise, scrunch them up. Hold the breath, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And exhale as smoothly as you can, release them down. Once more, inhale, shoulders rise. Hold the breath, scrunch the shoulder blades together, feel the flesh between them. And exhale, drag that space down. Good. Just gently blinking the eyes open. So we're going to come to Gomukhasana as we did last week with your left leg on top of the right one to begin with. If knee pile isn't working for you, options to have the underneath leg out straight or cross legs with the left leg in front is also just fine. Okay, so wherever feels good. Okay, we're then going to take all of us the right arm towards the ceiling and drop the palm down to the back of the neck. Left hand holds the elbow to lift the elbow further up and then back. See if you can rest your head into the forearm or the wrist that's behind it. So there's a little bit of the head pressing back into the arm. Good, now take an inhale as the elbow reaches higher towards the ceiling, and then think the lowest rib exhaling in towards the belly without folding. So elbow stays up, but rib closes in. Good. Take another 1 or 2 really deep breaths with that. So inhales, elbows lifts, exhale, ribs down and in. Take out the sensation of back bending. So you hug the ribs in a little bit, drop back. Good. Now take 1 more inhale as your elbow reaches up. And as you exhale, lean towards the left side of the room. So imagine now this elbow reaching through towards the right sit bone as well. So that whole side body is opening. Can you feel the breath physically move into the right side of the body? So use your breath to stretch the body from the inside out. Breathing intentionally, creating space. And then gently bring the torso back up straight. Release the arms gently and take them over towards the left side of your mat. So slightly on a diagonal, perhaps. You're coming towards the upper left corner of your mat. So rather than directly to the side, go slightly forwards. As in now walking the fingers out. So your back is rounding. And if your fingertips can meet the floor, press the fingertips in so that you're pushing your right sit bone into the ground. So you're creating a curved spine and opening more to the lower right part of your back. And again, maybe you can feel the breath physically move into that space. Can you soften around the neck or the jaw or the forehead? Notice where the body wants to get cranky about it. Take 1 more full breath where you are. And slowly walk the spine back up straight. You're going to take this left leg out to the side for half straddle and the right heel either staying into the groin or flip it round the other way if it's comfortable too. So either right leg round the side or in front, up to you. But your left leg is just slightly wider than your mat. It doesn't have to be too much wider than that. Bring the left hand to the back of the hand to calf muscle and the right arm lifting up to the ceiling. Take an inhale. Exhale, leaning over towards the direction of your toes. Can you push out through the left ball of foot to splay the toes open, see the light between them? Good. Now I think your chest slightly rotating to look at the ceiling. Now, if it's more comfortable for you, of course, your left hand can just come to the floor to lean into instead, if that kind of props you up better. Good. Take another big inhale into side body. Exhale, reaching further over towards the windows, straighten the floating arms. So straighten the elbow joint. That's it. And I spread the fingers open, make the whole arm active. Good. Keep breathing, no holding the breath. Create more distance between your right fingertips and your right sit bone. Good. Now lift the hand up towards the ceiling, bring in the neck release. So the palm reaches out towards the right side of the room. Spread the fingers open, palm is facing the floor, and let the head drop really heavy towards the left shoulder, as though your head has fallen asleep. That's it. And then you can just slightly move your arm, your shoulder, or your head until you feel that sweet spot in the neck that you want to stretch into. Relax the jaw into it, maybe even sliding the lower jaw sort of side to side. So you're sort of licking the lips side to side. Wriggle out the jaw. Now use the strength of that right arm to bring the torso back up straight. And then if you feel best to, use your left hand to press the head back up on top again to keep the neck soft. Good. Now adjust the hips if you need to. Taking fingertips either side of your left leg. Just swiggle it round if you need. Good. Now inhale, lengthen really tall, and exhale, travel the chest forward. So this time it's not about rounding the spine. I want you to think leading with the chest towards the toes. So it doesn't have to be a deep fold. You're finding lengthening. Can you move the lower ribs further away from the top of the pelvis? So create long through the belly. Good. Stay rooting down through the sit bones, tailbone back. Even imagine the direction of trying to back bend into it. Good. Nice. Take another long inhale. Exhale, travel a little bit further forwards. Shoulders down. Good. Now slowly walk the hands back in, bring the torso back up straight, and bring the feet back to the floor. So a changing side. So the right leg comes on top of the left one, either into the full Gomukhasana or underneath leg is straight, or cross legs with the right leg in front. Up to you. Good job. And then it's our left arm that lifts to the ceiling from there, and the palm comes to the back of the neck. Good. So then right hand is holding the elbow in this variation. Press the head lightly into the forearm or wrist behind you to keep the back of the neck straight, neck on. Good. And then finding those deeper, more intentional breaths again. So your inhales are pushing the elbow further up, and exhales hugging the rib cage down. Take out any sensation of back bending from it. Keep the core strong and integrated. Good. Couple more deep breaths. Good. Now as you inhale, lift the elbow further up, and as you exhale, lean towards the right side of the room. Good. Keep breathing into that. So again, imagine the distance from this elbow through to sit bone and lengthen the space between. Can you feel the breath physically move into the left side of the body? Dan, do you want to sit on the blocks here? Don't lift your hips up in there. Oops, sorry. Good. Take one more full breath. And slowly bring the torso back up straight again. Good. So fingertips then come to the diagonal, as though you are walking to the upper right corner of your mat, so slightly to the side and forwards. Now push the fingertips into the floor. So you're rounding your back on this one. Bring the chin towards your chest slightly, so your whole spine is curved, and feel into or imagine or visualize the space at the lower left part of your back, your QL muscle. So it's a really big muscle with the breath. And particularly press into the left fingertips if you can. So you're trying to root the left sit bone into the block. Please see if you can push it down a little bit more into the left bum cheek down. Yeah, nice. Soften the shoulders. Take another full breath where you are. And slowly bring the torso back up straight. We come to half straddle, the right leg extending out to the side, left heel either into the groin, or if it's comfortable with the knee, wrap it round behind. Okay. And then back of the right hand to the inner calf, left arm lifts to the ceiling. Take an inhale as you reach up, exhale, leaning towards the direction of your toes. So you can press the back of the hand and the inner ankle or calf together, which will help you spin the chest a little bit more open towards the ceiling. Then straighten the arm as you continue to reach over breath by breath. Let the breath take you into it. You don't have to get all the way on breath one. Good. Now keep pressing out through the ball of the foot that's extended. So a long line through the inner line of leg. Good. Great. One more really big breath where you are. Now lift the left hand to the ceiling and reach it out towards the left side of the room. Head drops heavy towards the underneath shoulder, like your head has fallen asleep. And again, just slightly adjust if you need to, where your head or where your arm or shoulder sits in the pose, so that you feel the juicy spot to breathe into. It doesn't necessarily mean the strongest part of the stretch. It just means where you feel the most benefit from it. Take another full breath where you are. Relax into the jaw. And then using the strength of the arm to guide the torso up straight, and the right hand brings the head back up on top last. Good. And then we take our hamstring lengthening. So just nudge the hips in the direction of your outstretched toes, fingertips either side of the knee. And remember, we're staying long rather than down on this one. So inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, reach the chest forwards. Maybe the fingertips come forwards. Good. Stay rooting downwards into your left sit bone. It's okay if it does lift off, but as long as it's pressing in the direction of the floor to keep the torso long. Shoulders down. Think little bend in the elbows. Good. Take another big inhale. Belly to spine as you exhale. And slowly bring the hands back in, lift the torso back up straight, and feet back to the floor. Good. So we'll do 2 sets of abdominals. I will show you first for those that are new. So you will need a block between the knees, which is taking curl-ups. If you're taking care of any lower back stuff, you can keep the tiptoes to the floor, just a bit of extra support. So we'll take an inhale, we hold the breath to squeeze, and then the exhale to lift. So I'll guide you through nice and slow through the breaths. And then twisting abdominals. So we'll do about 6 rounds. So the knees stay over the line of the hips. They don't come towards you on this one. So you're inhaling here. Exhale, reaches elbows across and the other leg forwards and up. It's not down here. Keep it up a little bit higher, which helps you bring the lower back into the floor. Okay, so I'll guide you through that sort of shape. So come onto your backs with your block between the knees on the sort of mid-range length, width. And then just make sure your heels are also in the line of the knees. Spin it one. Yeah, perfect. Now splay the toes open like you're in your high heels, gentlemen. Yeah. And make sure you can kind of see light between your toes. Good. So make sure heels are in line with your knees. So Lee, open your heels out a bit wider as well. Yeah. Imagine as though your quads are trying to roll into the block slightly. So I'll just align the shins. Good. Bring the hands to interlace around the back of the head, and we need to really support the weight of the head. So in Forrest, we keep neck soft because your strong neck won't help your core get strong. Point the elbows towards the ceiling. Now, without lifting the head and shoulders off the floor, lift your armpits further up so you feel your back and shoulder blades engage. Take a deep exhale so your mid and lower back root into the floor, slightly guiding pubic bone towards the belly button. Good. Should already feel like you're working a little bit there. Now take a big inhale. Hold the breath. Squeeze the inner thighs into the block. Then exhale, lift the head and shoulders off the ground. It doesn't have to go far. Think elbows lifting upwards. Inhale, take the head back to the floor. Hold the in breath, squeeze the legs into the block. Then exhale, lift the head and shoulders up towards the ceiling. Think armpits lifting. Perfect. Inhale, head to the floor, separate the feet slightly. Hold the breath, squeeze inner thighs in towards the block. Then exhale, lifting head and shoulders and draw the rib cage down. Really nice, good. Inhale, head to the floor. Don't lift so high, Caleb. Hold the breath, squeeze into the block. Exhale, lift the head and shoulders up. Think going further up this way. Yeah, that's it, long triceps. Perfect. Inhale, head to the floor. Hold the breath, squeeze into the block. Exhale, curl the head and shoulders up, pull the rib cage down, support the weight of the head. Good. Pause where you are, take another inhale. Exhale, lift the armpits further up to the ceiling again, go long. Yeah, nice. Inhale, head to the floor. Hold the breath, squeeze into the block. Exhale, curl the head and shoulders up, pull the lower abdominals to the floor. Stay where you are, take an inhale. Exhale, lift armpits further up towards the ceiling, squeeze into the block. Inhale, head to the floor. Take the feet to the ground, give the knees a rock side to side. Take the block to one side. Breathe into the belly. Remember that energy composting, or that challenge that actually you can extract all the strength from, all the goodness from. Take it into your abdominals. So then pick the feet back up again to 90 degrees and we'll work towards twisting abdominals. Splay the toes open like Barbie feet. And then pointing the elbows to the ceiling. So we keep the feet active. Those of you that are new to Forrest, so the inner arch of your foot, when that's active, the fascial line of that runs through the inner thigh into the deeper core. So there is activation of the core coming through the feet as well. So start with the head and shoulders lifting up off the ground. Again, it doesn't have to be high, just so the weight is not on your head. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, move the elbows to reach towards left thigh and reach the right leg forwards and up as you pull the lower belly down. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, reach the elbows towards your right thigh, push the left leg forwards and up and pull the lower belly down. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, elbows towards the left thigh, push the right leg forwards and up, pull the lower belly down. Now squeeze the glutes on, so bring sit bones towards each other. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, brings elbows to right thigh, push left leg forwards and up, pull the lower belly down, now squeeze the buttocks on. Inhale, come back to the center, listen, hold the breath, tuck your tailbone. Exhale, bring elbows to left thigh, push right leg forwards and up, pull the lower belly down, glutes on. Now lift your left elbow higher so you're not leaning on the shoulder blade. Inhale, come back to the center. Listen, hold the breath, tuck your tailbone. Exhale, elbows towards the right thigh, push the left leg forwards and up, pull lower belly down, glutes on, then lift the right elbow and armpit higher so you're not leaning on the shoulder blade. Inhale, come back to the center. Listen, hold the breath, tuck your tailbone. Exhale, elbows to left thigh, push the right leg forwards and up, pull lower belly down, glutes on, lift the left elbow, lift the left armpit. Now unscrunch your face as well. Inhale, come back to the center. Hold the breath, tuck the tailbone. Exhale, elbows to right thigh, push left leg forwards and up, pull lower belly down, squeeze the glutes, lift the right elbow, then smile because you're composting this shit. Inhale, come back to the center and take the feet to the floor, elbows wide. Oh yeah. And give the knees a rock side to side. Feel the strength that you are bringing into the body. Into bridge pose. Have the hands resting at the sides of the body. Palms facing up to the ceiling, lengthen the lower back into the floor. So heels, just a little bit of space between them, toes pointing forwards. And dig into the heels of the feet, just enough to sort of switch on the buttocks. So as you press into the heels, squeeze glutes. Take a big inhale into your belly. And as you exhale, roll the tailbone up off the floor. So you're lifting the hips towards the ceiling. Check that the knees stay reaching forwards and not splaying out to the sides. So again, stay strong into the inner thigh line. You feel the inner line of the foot just as much as the outer line of the foot. Now keep the feet flat on the floor, but just lift the tips of your toes up. So splay active feet. Adjust where your feet are if you need to do that. So just the toes curl up. So heels down, just toes up. Heels down, heels down. That's it, just the toes up. Good. Stay there, keep breathing into it. Bring feet flat. That's it, now just the toes. Just the toes. Yeah, good. And then press into me a little bit. Good, lift the hips up a bit higher, take a big breath in. Good, now exhales, hugging the rib cage in towards the belly. Flatten the chest into it. Lift the hands up towards the ceiling, fingertips facing the ceiling. Now make a fist with the hands and circle the wrists around a few times going one way. Keep the elbows straight as you circle. And a few times the other way. Keep the hips lifting, take a big inhale, change direction again. Exhale, tuck your tailbones. The tailbone reaches towards the fold of the knees, keep circling the wrists, hug the ribs in. Change direction again, take a big inhale. Exhale, squeeze the ribs in, lift the hips up a little bit higher. Spread the fingers open as big as you can, reach the hands back behind you. So fingernails find the floor to the ground. All the way back behind you, back of the hands to the floor. Take an inhale. Keep reaching back through your fingertips as far as you can, but exhale, roll the spine towards the floor slowly. Bring the pelvis closer to your feet as you roll it down. Keep the fingertips reaching back. Good, bring the hands then to the sides of the body. Good. So second variation of bridge pose, you can bring yourself up if you're new to using the block with bridge. I'll show you first. So bring yourself to seated if you like. We take bridge with half hero variation. So you're rolling up and the block comes underneath the buttocks or the tailbone areas. It's normally further down than you think it is. You don't want it resting into your spine here. It's there to help you support this rolling and lengthening of the tailbone. From here, option to bring one foot underneath the buttock. So we open into the quads. You can keep hold of it so it's not actually on the floor. And then all of us, whether we keep the foot here or tucked, are going to bring the other knee in towards your chest. So either you're going to be at this variation or this variation. Okay, just so you have a visual. If this feels too high, you can take this lower edge, of course. Okay, So when you're ready, roll yourself back up to bridge pose again and slide the block underneath the tailbone when you're ready. If you're not sure if it's in the right place, let me know. And then bring the right foot underneath the buttock, just slightly to the outside, Mohsin, with your right, so your left heel will be wider. Bring this foot just slightly to the outside, like a hero pose, and then bring knee inwards. Good, foot further under. Yeah, good. Take a big inhale. Good, and then all of us bring your other knee towards your chest. I think the distance between the knees is the direction you're heading. Long through the quads. Press in slightly, inwards. Good, keep tucking the tailbone, keep breathing through to the lower belly. Keep it strong. Press inwards slightly, inwards. A little bit more. Good, big inhale into ribs. And then exhale, ribs down. Yeah, nice, keep pushing in. Good. Keep this one on the floor. And then bend that knee towards your chest. That way, yeah, good. When you're ready, switching sides, taking about, I don't know, 3 to 100 breaths, whatever you did there, on the other way. Good, Bougie, keep your stretched knee hugging into center line a bit more. Yeah, great. Yeah. Bronwyn, no pointing the toes, play toes open. Yeah, good to see your toes. Good, that's it. Keep the foot active, that's floating. Toes curl. Yeah, perfect. And reach the knees away from each other. Good job. Last couple of breaths, breathing into that lower abdominal space. And slowly bring both feet back to the ground, rooting into the heels so you can lift yourself away from the block to remove it. And slowly roll the spine down, coming through upper back, mid back, lower back. So give the knees a rock side to side or anything that kind of feels intuitive to do. And then roll yourself either all the way over to bring yourself up to seated again, or take a gentle rock and roll, or come up through to an all fours position. So coming over onto the hands and the knees. Good. Spread the palms open as wide as you can into the floor. Stretch the hands. Good. A couple of cat and cow. So a little mini bend in the elbows as you come towards a back bend. So tailbone lifts, chest lifts. And then exhale, straighten the arms as you push the floor away. Press your spine to the ceiling, tuck chin to chest. Inhale again, come towards the back bend shape, tailbone and chest lift. Exhale, straighten the arms as you push the ground away. Lift the lower belly up. Inhale again, come to back bend, little bend in elbows, chest reaching forwards. Exhale, rounding your spine, reaching spine to seating. Once again, inhaling. And exhaling. Now keep that posture of your spine, switch the breath. So take a big inhale here. And exhale, come to the back bend. Just do one more. Inhale, balloon the back of the ribs up. And exhale, come to back bend. Sit back onto the heels, tuck the toes underneath. So you're in kneeling, either sat onto the heels or in higher kneeling if that's more comfortable for knees. As we had earlier, the left arm is going to lift up to the ceiling first and drop down to the back of the neck. Option to use your right hand to hold the elbow or wrap it round behind you. Okay, at least stay at higher kneeling if it's better. Yeah. If you want to use your strap, you can do, so you can hold the strap between the hands if that's better. Doesn't really matter if you grab the hands or not, that you're still getting the rotation of that shoulder underneath, so that's all good. Let's take it as you did earlier, and inhale, lift the elbow further up, and as you exhale, hug the rib cage down. If you're in higher kneeling particularly, actually you'll lift up into the higher kneeling. So you have to use the glutes a little bit here too. So you're not sitting back into the back bend to cheat it. As flat line as you can, think hugging tailbone down. Good, now take an inhale, lift further up through the elbow, and exhale, lean towards the right side of the room. Let the hips press out towards the left slightly. Switch the elbows over the other way. Yeah. Yeah, mirror me. Yeah, perfect. That's it. Good. Inhale, straighten up, reach the hands out to the sides, wrapping then the left arm over the right, holding either alternate shoulders or the Garudasana arms, wrapping them round. Reach the elbows forwards and up, and exhale, shoulders soften down, soften the neck. Good. Now inhale, lift the elbows so the chest looks up. Exhale, bring elbows in towards the belly and belly in towards the spine. Inhale, lift elbows forwards and up. Exhale, bring elbows to belly, belly to spine. Once more, inhale. Exhaling. Unravel the arms, take it to the other side. So right arm lifts up and drops down to the back of the neck, either holding the elbow or wrap the hand behind. If you want to use the strap, you can do. Good. And then find that flat line through the torso. So ribs in, glutes on. Good. Breath deep. Breathe into the open side of the body. Take an inhale, lift higher through the elbow. Exhale, leaning over towards the side of the room. Keep the ribs in, tuck the tailbone. Inhale, straighten up, release the arms. The right arm then comes over the top of the left one. So the elbows cross, hug the elbows or wrap the hands again. Good. Inhale, elbows reach forwards and up. Exhale, soften your shoulders down, relax the neck. Then inhale, lift the whole thing. Exhale, bring elbows to belly, belly to spine. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, hug in. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, hug in. Straighten up, releasing the arms, and we come through to dolphin. So the forearms to the floor, elbows underneath the shoulders. You can check the elbows are in place. You should be able to hold on to your guns and then spin them out again. Good. Tuck the toes, balloon back of the ribs up and take a really big inhale. Relax the neck. Exhale, lift the knees up away from the floor so hips and sit bones reach high. Try to keep the neck relaxed into it as your back and shoulders support you and the breath still moving. Use the breath to support you. Each time you're exhaling, push the floor further away. Can you straighten the legs longer, lift the hips higher? It's okay if it feels hard work. Can you relax the neck so you're using where you need to use and not anything that you could actually just let go of a little bit? Perhaps some of you walk the feet in a little bit closer towards your elbows. See if your sit bones can lift up a little bit higher. Take a really big breath into your rib cage, and as you exhale, hug the belly in, lift the hips higher towards the ceiling. Think chest reaching in the direction of your thighs, of your toes. Good. So press the elbows towards the front and the chest going through. Not the neck, relax the neck. Good. Leslie, bring your elbows in, a little nudge. Okay, take one more really big inhale through your nose and a sigh through the mouth like you're sick of the pose. Yeah, and again to the big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Bring the knees down to the floor. Go and sit back onto the heels again. Give the shoulders just a lift up towards your ears as you breathe in. And exhale, rolling them back and down. Good. Then coming into puppy pose. So different variations. We're just going to take one stretch. So your chest either sinking through here. The tailbone is over the knees. So thighs are perpendicular to the floor. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, then bring the hands together and hands hug round to the back of the neck. So again, long through the triceps. Taking just a few breaths to open chest. And we are getting flowing. If you've taken that prayer variation, it's beautiful, then hug the elbows closer towards your temples. So elbows come further towards each other. And then bring your armpits further towards the floor. So imagine you're trying to drag your armpits towards your knees a little bit, just so you feel that extra bit of lengthening through triceps. Good. If you can allow your forehead to rest into the ground, really let it rest and let your tailbone point up to the ceiling like you're back bending. Feel for the space that you've created in the body to breathe into. Really nice, guys. Slowly begin to straighten the arms out and bring yourself back in towards an all fours position, palms to the ground. Tuck the toes underneath, lift the hips back and up towards a downward facing dog with as much or as little bend in the knees as feels good in your hamstrings. Focus on the longer spine rather than the longer legs. So all of us, try bending the knees and then lift your tailbone and sit bones higher to the ceiling. Feel how that length comes through your back a bit more there. Palms flat to the ground, good. Then start paddling through the feet. So pressing one heel down, press the other heel down, like you're almost walking on the spot. Stretch the calves. A few clicks and cracks come out. That's good. On your next inhale, roll forwards towards a plank position. Exhale, bring the knees to the floor, the chest to the ground. Nudge the hands forwards, lift the chest, low cobra, shoulders down. Exhale, come forwards and back into the floor. Press hands under the shoulders to all fours as you inhale, and come back to child's pose just for the exhale. Come back forwards to all fours as you breathe in. Tuck the toes and come into downward facing dog again as you exhale. Take a deep inhale. Lift the tailbone further up as you exhale, belly in. Roll forwards to plank position, inhaling. Exhale, knees to the floor, chest to the ground, no back bend. Hands nudge forwards, low cobra, lift chest, lift ribs, and come forwards and down as you come back to the floor. Press to all fours as you inhale, to child's pose as you exhale. And back to all fours as you inhale, and downward facing dog as you exhale. Now begin to bend into your elbows. So the elbows pull down towards the floor. They don't drop all the way down this time. And then pull the elbows towards each other. So they're wrapping inwards towards the center of the mat. Can you lower the elbows another centimeter down and then in towards each other a little bit closer? Can you relax your neck and keep breathing at the same time? What are you composting here? Hug the ribs in. We are still breathing. Lower the elbows a centimeter down and a centimeter in. Feel the work, feel the strength. Relax the neck. What can you let go of? Hold it. If you're feeling like it's easy breezy, shift your shoulders forwards towards your wrists a little bit more without changing the elbows. And take another really big breath. Straighten up the elbows, start to walk the feet towards your hands or hands towards your feet, finding forward fold near the top of the mat. Keep bending the knees so the body just feels heavy over the legs. Hold on to alternate elbows and pull the elbows gently towards the floor so you feel a bit more stretch through the ribs. Relax the head into that hoop of the arms, let go of the neck. Notice how much you want to hold the muscles of the neck. Breathe deeply and intentionally. Let the arms then dangle to the floor. Stay where you are. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, slowly roll yourself through to standing. And give the shoulders just a little roll down when you get to the top. If you aren't there already, take a step forwards. You're at the top of your mat. Feet hips distance apart. Spray the toes open. So again, space between them. You bring the hands forwards and up as you inhale. And forwards and down as you fold, little bend in the knees. Bring hands to shins, reach the chest forwards, breathe in. Exhale, step the right leg back behind you, take the knee down to the floor. Bring your hands forwards and up again into the lunge here. Pause. Exhale, pull the front heel and your back knee towards each other. Scissor the legs. Take another inhale as you look up. Exhale, hands to floor, step back into plank position. Pause at plank, inhale. Exhale, knees to the floor, chest to the ground, elbows brush the ribs as you lower. Hands come forwards, inhale, lift chest. Now exhale all the way back into downward facing dog or turbo dog again, if you prefer, with that bend in the elbows. Inhale through the nose, either through nose or mouth as you exhale. Inhaling 2. Exhale. Inhaling 3. Exhale. Lift the right leg towards the ceiling, doesn't have to go high. Exhale, step it through to between the hands, lift it through if you need to, and take the back knee to the floor. Good. If it doesn't quite come through, give it the yoga plank. So your right hand is gonna flick it through the rest of the way. That's it. Inhale, hands forwards and up again. Inhale, scissor the legs. Exhale, hands to floor, step up to forward fold. Active foot as you step up. Half lift, look forwards, inhale. Exhale, soften back into the legs. Roll to standing, bring the hands forwards and up again as you rise. We'll come straight back to forward fold as you exhale, forwards and down.
Half lift, lengthen chest forwards, breathe in. Exhale, step the left leg back, take the knee down to the floor. Inhale, hands forwards and up, scissor the legs, pull the back knee and front heel towards each other. Exhale, hands to floor, step back into plank position. Inhaling at plank. Exhale, half or full chaturanga, but come all the way down to the floor. Inhale to cobra, lifts chest. Exhale, come all the way back into downward dog or turbo dog with a bend in the elbows. 3 breaths, inhale 1. Exhale 1. Inhale 2. Sit bones up, exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale 3. Lift the left leg away from the floor, doesn't have to go high, breathe in. Exhale, step it through or lift it through to between the hands, back knee down. Hands forwards and up as you inhale, scissor the legs. Exhale, hands to floor, step up to forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, look forwards. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, roll to standing, hands forwards and up as you rise. Exhale, come back forwards and down to fold. Half lift, inhale, look forwards. Exhale, right leg steps back, take the knee to the ground. Inhale, hands forwards and up, scissor the legs, hold there, shift the hips further back towards your back knee. Keep pulling the front heel and back knee towards each other, but more consciously tuck the tailbone under. Bring the right elbow over the left in front of you, either again holding the shoulders, so elbows are stacked, or wrapping the arms to Garudasana. Inhale, lift the elbows and chest to look up. As you exhale, bring elbows to belly and belly to spine, round your back. Inhale, bring the elbows forwards and up. Exhale, bring elbows to belly, belly to spine. One more inhale. Great, exhaling. Unravel the arms, reach them both up to ceiling, inhale. Fingertips to floor, lengthen the front leg to half monkey. So you might want to separate the legs out a bit longer, curl the toes up at the front. Fingertips under the shoulders, wherever they can kind of support you best. Take a little bend into the front knee and then point the toes towards the floor. So keep toes pushing down, little bend in the knee, and then pull the left sit bone further back behind you. Look forwards as though you are trying to back bend. Take another big breath, you will stop breathing. Exhale, lift belly towards the spine. Notice if you can soften around your shoulders, your jaw, your eyes, your face. Come back forwards into the lunge, palms flat. Step back into plank position. Take a breath in. Exhale, either half or full chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or maybe upward facing dog. And exhale, coming all the way back into downward dog with straight arms or turbo dog with bent elbows. Inhale for 1. Exhale 1, ribs in. Inhale 2. Exhale 2. Good, turbo dogs. Inhale 3. Exhale 3. Lift the left leg to the ceiling, inhale. Exhale, step through to between the hands. So lift it if you need to. Keep the back knee lifted. You're gonna rock the weight backwards and then spring the back foot to the top of the mat to fold. Half lift looks forwards, inhale. Exhale, soften back into the legs. Inhale, roll to standing, hands forwards and up as you rise, look up. Exhale, refold back into the legs. Half lift, inhale, look forwards. Exhale, step left leg back, take the knee down to the floor. Inhale, bring hands forwards and up, we pause here. Hug the front heel and back knee towards each other. So you're energetically pulling them towards each other and then really tuck the tailbone under. So imagine tailbone is curling underneath you, rounding the lower back. Good, keep holding. So you should be talking to your left hip flexor, left thigh here. Left elbow comes over the right one this time. So either holding shoulders or Garudasana wrap. Inhale, lift the elbows up to the ceiling. And exhale, elbows to belly, belly to spine, rounding through. Inhale, lifting up. Keep that front leg steady. Exhale, elbows to belly, belly to spine. Once more, inhale. Exhaling. Unravel the arms, reach up to the ceiling, inhale. Half monkey, fingertips to the floor, lengthen the front leg. So lengthen out to the lunge a bit if you need to, either wriggle your front foot forwards or back knee back. Good. So again, a little bend in the front knee and then point the toes towards the ground.
Pull back your right sit bone a little bit further and up and look forwards, chest reaching forwards, long spine. Take a really big breath in. Hug belly to spine as you exhale. Feel into the edge of the body. Take another really big breath. Come back forwards into your lunge, inhale. Step back into plank position as you exhale. Holding plank, breathing in. Exhale, half or full chaturanga, lower. Inhale, lift the chest open, cobra or up dog. Exhale, coming back into turbo or downward facing. Inhaling 1. Exhale 1. Wrap the shoulders. Inhale 2. Exhale 2. Inhale 3. Exhale 3. Lift the right leg to the ceiling as you inhale. Exhale, step through or lift it through to between the hands. Good job. Rock the weight backwards, bring back foot to the top of the mat. Inhale, look forwards. Exhale, soften into the legs. Stay at the fold, feet stay hips distance apart. Come into chair pose. So bending into the knees, reach the hands forwards and up. Sink the sit bones further back and down. Keep knees hugging in towards center. Hug them in a bit, Chris, the knees in. Good. Soften the shoulders. So keep palms facing forwards. Actually, just bring the hands further down and turn the palms up to the ceiling. Feel the shoulders drop in. Now reach further forwards through your fingertips as you breathe in, and reach further back and down through your sit bones as you exhale. Good. One more, inhaling. Exhale, reach further forwards through the arms, back through the sit bones. Inhale, root into the heels. Exhale, press to standing, lift the hands and reach the hands round to the sides of the body. Good job. Grab hold of your block. Take it between the inner thighs where we had it for the sort of abdominals. Toes stay facing forwards. So almost think quads rolling in towards the block. Glutes slightly on. Lift the hands up towards the ceiling as you inhale. Keep squeezing into the block and think chest lifting to the ceiling. So keeping the tailbone pointing to the floor. So you're not thinking to back bend this way. Think tailbone down and the chest just keeps lifting up. Take your right hand to support the back of the head, elbow pointing. Use that to hold the weight of the head so neck is soft. Elbow hugging in towards temple and lifting still. Keep squeezing into the block, lean it back. Bring the left hand to the back of the head and then switching, so keep the head supported. Right hand lifts up. Keep left elbow hugging in towards the temple, so you should be able to see it in your peripheral vision. Take one more inhale. Now exhale, use the hand to draw the head back up, hug the ribs in, come back to standing. Keep the block between the knees, come into a forward fold, dangling over. Big full breath. I use one hand to take the block away. Step your right leg back behind you and then drop the heel to the floor so you come into warrior 2. So opening the arms out, you're facing the side of the room. Align your front heel with the arch of the back foot. Good. Front toes lift up towards the ceiling, so active feet, lay the toes open. And then turn your palms up towards the ceiling. Feel the shoulders roll into your back. Kite hawk arms, so you're going to lift the chest a bit higher to the ceiling as you inhale, look up. Now exhale, roll the shoulders in, palms rotate towards the windows behind you, tuck the chin towards your chest. Inhale, roll the chest open to the ceiling, shoulder blades roll down. Exhale, lift the shoulders, move that whole upper back, hug belly in. Inhale again to open and unravel. Exhale, rolling it through. One more, inhale to open. Exhale, rolling through. Now lifting back open again. Lift the right hand up to the ceiling and drop it down to the back of the neck. Left hand either holding elbow or wrapping around behind. Good. Lift the top elbow up. Hug the ribs down. Keep the spine and the torso straight. Good. Again, inhale, lift the elbow up. Keep the torso straight. Good. Exhale, ribs down, elbow up. Yes, beautiful. Lean further into that left leg. Take another couple of deep breaths here. Make sure you're in the heel of the foot, not the toes scrunching. Take out the feeling of back bending, slightly hug the tailbone down. Can you bring the back of the hand against your back here? Yeah, that's it. So you would go that direction, that's it. Spread the hands open to the sides. Inhale, warrior two. Now wrapping the right arm over the left, elbows crossed as we've done, either holding your shoulders or into Garudasana wrap. Inhale, lift the elbows forwards and up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring elbows down towards the floor, rounding your whole back. Lift all the way back up again. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, bring elbows in towards the floor between the legs. Once more, inhale to lift. And exhale, rounding. This time we're going to pause there. Now notice if your little finger is lower than your elbows. Can you switch that so the elbows are reaching lower than the fingers? So pull the elbows down. Stay leaning into that left leg. Maybe it's quivering, maybe it's feeling pretty hot. Enjoy the sensation of strength that you are creating. Be excited about it. Breathe it through. So what can you release? Take the nourishment of the strength coming in and the space of the body, but release the rest of it. Release the tension, release the stories that you can't hold it, whatever's going on in there. Take another deep breath. Release the hands to the floor. Come round towards the top of the mat to lizard pose. Stay bent into this front leg. The foot is on the outside of your hands. Back knee can be on or off the floor. So bring arms to the inside of that front leg. That's all. Yeah, perfect. Staying here or dropping onto forwards of the hands as your sort of next option. So you're guiding that shoulder towards the inner knee. If you want to, then elbows towards the floor. Try the outer elbow first. Might feel better. And those of you that want to go deeper, you wrap the left shoulder under the crease of the knee, Mohsin, if you can get into that. Shoulder underneath. Yeah, nice. Or foot around the back of the head, if you want to go there. We'll do that next week. I think Anna Forrest calls that one roadkill. So take another deep breath where you are. Slowly start to unravel and untangle yourself and step back into a plank position. Take your time. Inhale. Exhale, forwards and down to the floor. Chaturanga. Inhale, lifts chest, cobra or up dog. Keep the shoulders down, neck long. Exhale, back into downward dog or turbo dog. Inhale, one. Exhale, one. Inhale, two. Exhale, two. Inhale, three. Exhale, three. Lift the left leg away from the floor as you inhale. Exhale, step or lift it through to between the hands. Take the back knee to the floor and bring the hands onto the front thigh. Lift yourself up. We come to arrow lunge. So you're sending the legs a little bit longer this time. Think reaching back through the right toes and push down through the shoelace bits of your back foot. So you might feel that your back knee lightens, that counts, or maybe lifts for some of you away from the floor. Press into this front thigh as though you're guiding it forwards away from you. So you lift up away from it a bit more. Can you create a gap of light in this crease of the hip here? So particularly those who are mobile in the hips, to sink into it is tempting. Dig into the heel and push the thigh forwards. Good. Either you keep the hands on the thigh for support or lift the hands to the ceiling if you wish to. You can bring the head cradle into it. So again, triceps long and lift the elbows. Take another deep breath where you are. Good job. Feel the strength, feel the joy. If the knee is lifted, slowly bring it to the floor. Hands to the ground, rock the weight backwards. Take your time after stretching that back hip flexor to step to forward fold. Half lift as you inhale. Exhale, soften into the legs. Step the left leg back behind you. We go to warrior two. Spin the hands open. Palms are facing the ceiling, so shoulder blades down. So check that front heel is in line with the arch of the back foot, and the weight is leaning into the heel of the leg, so you can curl the toes up for active foot. Good. Hug the ribs down. Feel strong. Kite talk arms again. Same thing. So inhale, lift the chest.
Exhale, roll the shoulders over, look towards the chest, round the back, spread shoulder blades. Inhale again, rolling open. Exhale, rounding through, reach out through the fingertips, long arms. One more here, inhale to open. Exhale, rounding, reach out through fingertips. Nice. Inhale, lifting up, take the left elbow on top of the right one, either holding shoulders or wrapping the arms. 3 breaths. Inhale, lift the elbows, lift the chest to look up. Exhale, reach the elbows towards the floor, rounding your back. Inhale again, lifting all the way back up. Exhale, reaching elbows towards the ground. One more, inhale. Let the breath guide you, exhale. We pause here on this one. Keep the weight leaning into that right leg. Elbows are lower to the floor than your fingertips. Keep putting elbows down. Good. The back open, breathing into your back. Notice where you are working or anything that you can let go of, you don't really need. Maybe that's just a thought of the mind. Take a deeper breath. Use the exhale through the mouth if it helps you just feel a little bit more release. Now release the hands. We come through to lizard pose at the top of the mat. So your arms are on the inside of your front leg, but turning everything to face the top. Good. Hands on the inside. Good. So either staying where you are, if you can lengthen out the legs a bit longer. Maybe the hands can walk forwards a little bit to keep the spine long. So notice chest forwards rather than hunching back. Hips down, chest up. And then maybe dropping a bit lower then if you want to. So onto the elbows or wrapping the right arm under the calf. So leaning into the fold of the knee. Good. And wherever the body gets to today, it might be different to the last time you came into the pose or the next time you come into the pose. Just notice where you're at now. That's all that counts. Might be in a lot of pain. Keep breathing. Good. Yvette, see if your back knee can just nudge an inch further back. Yeah, nice. And Joe, look forward slightly, stay long enough upper back. Take another full breath where you are. Slowly begin to untangle yourself. Step back into plank position. We'll take a last vinyasa. Exhale, chaturanga, lowering down, elbows hug in. Inhale, lift the chest, soft neck. Exhale, back into downward dog or turbo dog. Inhale, 1. Exhale, 1. Inhale, 2. Exhale, 2. Relax neck, let's see. Inhale, 3. Exhale, 3. Lift the right leg away from the floor as you inhale. Exhale, step or lift it through to between the hands. We come to arrow lunge. The back knee starts on the floor, but keep the lunge longer. Bring the hands to your front thigh, and you're using the hands to guide the thigh bone and the quads forwards. Push down into the shoelace bit of your back foot, just so you feel there's a bit more activation, or it shifts the feeling a bit slightly. So maybe your back knee feels a bit lighter. Maybe for some of you, it lifts. Okay, if you're taking care of ankle or knee stuff, then leave the knee on the ground. Go easy with it. Good. The weight in the heel of your front foot, we're just breathing deep. Lift the chest up a little bit more, so look forwards, shoulders soft. Soft neck. You're guiding thigh forwards, hug the tailbone down. That fold of the front hip open. Taking the really full breath. Like a really full breath. Or an actual breath. That's good. And slowly bring the knee back to the floor. Good job. Hands to the ground. Take your time to come to forward fold, and we pause there for a few breaths. Soft bend in the knees. Hold on to alternate elbows. Neck heavy, neck soft. Take a big breath. Slowly roll yourself to standing. Take your time. And roll the shoulders down. Bring your right foot. You can come to the wall if you want to. So one hand is on the wall here, taking a standing balance. Also a bit more easy for standing balance if you're off your mat. The harder floor is better. So bring your, what did I say? Let's do left foot to left hand. Let's do that side first. Good.
And the right hand lifting up to the ceiling. Knees together. And then press the hips forwards. So again, you're feeding into the quads. You can use the beam if you're under it. Yeah, balance. You can cheat there. Good. Now bring your hand, if it isn't already, so you go over the top of the toes. You're holding the inner arch of the foot and the shoulder rolls open. Like that kite hawk we did, the shoulder is open. Not that way, Lisa. Go open shoulder. Open. It feels like the non-awkward way that your hands spin. That way. Right. That's it. I got you. That's it. Good. Now keep knees together, press the hips forwards, glutes slightly on. Hold on to me. Now push your foot into your hand and start to send the toes back behind you. So chest forwards and up. That's it. You got it. Nice. So coming into dancer pose. Good. You got it. I'm leaving you. You got this. You're on your own, sister. Look up a little bit. Reach the hand. Good. Hold it. Keep breathing. It's okay if you wobble. That's where you get strong. Good. Nice. So use the foot to push into the hand so the shoulder feels open. Look forwards. Take another breath in. Exhale, belly to spine. Slowly bring it back up again. Foot to the floor. Nice. Let it go. Take a big inhale. Release. Other side. Hold on to the right foot. Start with the quads, knees together, tailbone down. Lift the left hand to the ceiling and keep the chest up. Hold the quads to start with, Mosin. Knees together, hips forwards. Ribs down. The palm is on the inside of the foot, so the shoulder is open if it isn't already. And then press the foot into the hand so the toes lift, and the chest doesn't move for the first few moments. Okay, lifting toes, pushing foot into the hand gives you the resistance. Stay open through the front of the body. Open through the quads rather than in your lower back. Good. And then don't look so serious. It's just yoga, it's fine. Take an inhale, I love the determination there. And slowly bring yourself back up again. Good job, nice. And bring the hand down. Grab your block between the inner knees again. So just above the knees. Good. Come into chair pose. Sink the sit bones back, hands just high as your shoulders, palms up. So use that palms up to wrap the shoulder blades down. Good. Mark, sit back a little bit rather than down. Yeah, good. Weight in the heels. Curl the toes up. Active feet. Good. Sit bones back a bit more. Imagine your back bending a little bit more, Lee. Tailbone back. Yeah, nice. Good. Cool. Take a big inhale. Reach further forwards through your hands and back through the tailbone and sit bones. Make your chest smaller. Big inhale. Exhale. Make yourself smile. You laugh for it, it makes it fine. Composting. We're composting those chair pose. Keep squeezing the blocks, straighten the legs, come to fold. Keep the left fingertips down on the floor. So bend the knees as much as you need to find the ground. Right hand lifting out to the side and up to twist. Let the legs swing with it if you want to, but keep squeezing into the block. And bring the hand back to the floor. Switching sides, left hand lifts up to the ceiling. And bring the hand back to the floor. Release the block down to one side. Step the feet all the way back so you come into your downward facing dog. Roll forwards to plank position as you inhale. And exhale, bring yourself all the way down to the floor. Bring the fingertips under the forehead, elbows wide. Just take a couple of really big breaths lying on the floor here. So each time you inhale, feel your belly expand into the ground. And exhale, lift the belly button upwards gently towards the spine without the glutes kicking in. So it might be very subtle feeling. Just notice the movement of your belly.
Bring the legs together if they aren't already. Bend the right knee, reach your right hand round. So the same pose you have just done, hold on to the inner arch of the foot. That's it. Heel draws in towards the buttock. Joe, untwist your arm. So go open shoulder. Yes, perfect. Crease of the elbow. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. And Lee, you're twisted too. Go that way. No, let go of your foot. Let go, go open. Keep going, then hold the foot there. Yeah, good, there you are. Now bring your little toe edge towards the floor on the outside. Hold the inner arch. So hold here. Go over the toes. Whole hand on the inside. Let go. Go that way, go that way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's it, good. So not any pressure in it, just let the thigh bone roll open. Good, keep breathing into the belly. And Caleb, can you hold this side instead? Good, great. Now bring the heel back in line with the sit bone again, like you did standing, so feel easier this time. Keep tucking the tailbone so glutes are on, pressing the hips down. Lift the toes, so the toes push back into the hands, so the chest lifts. You're not necessarily going as high as you can into the back bend, but the foot is opening the shoulder, so chest lifts forwards. Good. Keep tucking the tailbone so glutes on, so lengthening through the lower back. So it's as though if your back is kind of arching in that feeling, imagine you're trying not to back bend, so keep belly rooted into the floor. Good. Slowly release. Let's take that to the other side. So grabbing hold of the left foot on the inside arch of it. Untwist the elbow, Joe. Right, let's reach hand forwards. Bring your left hand forwards, all of you. Reach it out to the side towards the left. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Don't turn it. Don't turn it, Joe. Don't turn it. Don't. Palm stays facing your foot. Yes, and then grab the foot. There we go. Lee, I don't know if you've twisted your elbow. Open. Keep going. Yes, good. That's nice. Should feel like the comfortable way to hold it. So then keep the glutes relaxed on this one. You're letting the little toe edge just come open towards the floor. Good. That's it. Keep the glutes relaxed. Just let the thigh bone roll. There is no force to it. You're just opening. Breathing into belly. Good on Zoom. Good. Good one for piriformis if you're sciatica-y. This is a good one to do. And then bring the heel back in line with the sit bone. Keep the hand as it is. Push the foot into your hand so that it pulls the shoulder back. It's like your leg is lifting you back. Shoulder blade stays rolling down. They're still breathing. They're still glad we came. Take another full breath. And slowly releasing. Give the hips a wiggle into the floor. Just take a couple of deep breaths again. So option from here to bring the heels towards the sit bones, hands reaching around to just hug heels towards bum. You can again do one leg at a time if you prefer to. If you want to, take more of the bow pose. The hands again, find the inner arch of the feet to pull the chest open. So basically doing both sides at the same time. If it feels a bit restricted in the shoulders, I don't mind if you hold the outside, holding the ankles. Actually, let's hold the outer ankles this time just for a variation. If you're taking that pose, good. So keep the pelvis rooted to the floor. Imagine you are trying not to back bend in your lower back. Use the feet to push the chest open. So even if you're here, think it coming from the shoulders and the opening of your hips rather than your spine. So it shouldn't feel any discomfort in your back. Pause at the point you start to feel the spine arching, so bum down. Good. If it's comfortable, then keep lifting the knees with the thighs and the weight will pull back. So you reach more towards your pubic bone. But the spine doesn't change. Keep holding, maybe take another couple of deep breaths. Can you soften the neck, let go of anything you don't really need? Bring the knees slightly towards each other. Active feet. Take one more big inhale.
Exhale, release everything to the floor. Let go of the feet. Spring out of it. Hands under the forehead. Again, to give the hips a wiggle. Take a couple of big breaths into your belly. Good. So this time, make the squeeze of your abdomen and glutes a bit more intentional. So take a big inhale where you are. As you exhale, squeeze your glutes on, lift the belly, active legs. You're squeezing everything. Inhale, let everything completely go floppy. Exhale again, squeeze the glutes, lift lower belly. One more, inhale, let it relax. Last one, exhale, switch on. Just helps neutralize and realign the spine. And inhale, let it relax. Good. Bring the hands under the shoulders, press to all fours, pause here. Lift the right hand out to the side and up to the ceiling as you inhale. And exhale, thread the arm underneath the left armpit. Let the shoulder rest all the way down to the floor, temple of the head to the ground or to your block. Lightly pressing into the left hand that you're looking at. And notice if one side of your waist is scrunched, so possibly your left side is kind of scrunched in with your torso. Can you lengthen the left hip back? Just unscrunch your t-shirt a little bit on that side. Yeah, create space and then breathe into it. Press into the left palm to unravel back to all fours. And we'll just take that straight to the other side. So your left hand is going to lift out to the side and up as you breathe in. And exhale, weave it underneath the right armpits. The temple of the head is resting to the ground, like you're listening to the floor. Press lightly into the palm that you're looking at. So the shoulders are stacked. A space into that rotation. And then maybe you can just unscrunch your t-shirt on the right side of your torso a little bit. Lengthen out. Soften the neck. Take another full breath. Press into the palm, bring yourself back into all fours, and then either rolling over your feet or sweep the legs around to one side so you come to seated. Come straight onto your back, so bring your hips into the middle of the mat, and then laying down onto your back with knees hugging close towards your chest. Rocking gently side to side so you massage your back into the floor. Bring the feet to the ground, keep the knees rocking side to side. Let both knees drop all the way down to the right. So maybe stacking the knees, align the hips anywhere, any placement that kind of helps you just drop into that rotation. Keeping the left shoulder blade rolling down your back. Maybe the gaze turns towards the left. Take a deep inhale where you are. Roll the belly gently towards the spine as you exhale. Take another big inhale. And then use the exhale to bring the knees up through the center and all the way across to the other side. Again, adjust it in any way that helps you just land into it comfortably. There is no force, no struggle, no striving. Soften the right shoulder blade further down your back. And let the breath wash through. Take a full intentional breath. Deep breath in where you are. As you exhale, bring the knees up through to the center. Good. Make sure the spine feels long and centered. And then coming into your variation of a Shavasana, your resting pose. So classically, legs are out flat on the floor. If it feels more comfortable with your back to keep the knees bent, then please do. If you'd rather finish seated, then you can come to seated. Wherever you feel it at rest. Again, I invite you to close your eyes here, just so you're switched off, you're steady. If you're laying down, either have the palms facing up to the ceiling or resting onto the lower belly. Allow your focus point to come to the center of your forehead. so that the muscles of the face soften. Can you also soften then around your jaw hinge? So the lips stay closed, but there is a bit of space between the back teeth. Just let go of that subconscious tension that we still are persistent to hold. Notice how your body feels. Maybe physical tensions that you have composted into feeling something good, something strong, something engaged and connected. Notice how the mind feels. It's okay if it's not articulated in any particular way, but notice the sense of anything that you have composted into something good or something with ease, clearer thoughts. Again, don't worry if it's not articulated in any way, but can you also notice how the spirit is? You notice a sense of yourself, of your energy. And maybe or maybe not in one practice, there has been some shift. Either way is okay, but just have that curiosity, just to check in, notice the feeling of that. A clearer sense of self to close this year. When it fits with your breath, begin to deepen into it again. Perhaps you sense a sigh come through the body. Begin to softly move your hands or move your feet, bringing gentle movements. Maybe then you wish to reach your arms back behind you, taking a more of a full stretch. And again, maybe a sigh or a yawn if it feels good to, lengthen out. If you're laying down, gather your knees in towards your chest, again, hugging them in towards you, taking a rock side to side. And then either rolling yourself over to one side first or take a gentle rock and roll to bring yourself up to seated. Good. Finding any comfortable upright posture, somewhere you can just land, keeping the shoulders soft, maybe the eyes stay closed. And just bring yourself the intention to keep checking in with that compost pile. Keep adding the stuff to it and know it's getting stronger, getting richer, getting more fruitful. It's all good. Bring the hands together at the heart center and lift the thumbs up towards the forehead. So having a moment of thanks or gratitude for all that has been. And then bring the thumbs down to the hearts, the thanks and gratitude for all that is yet to come. Bowing your head to your hands. Thank you so much for joining. Namaste. Thank you. Well, guys, thank you. Well done. Thank you. Thanks, newbies. Well done. And thank you, OneZoom.